I'm going to do the same thing. So tap on the first object and assign new material. And then the second one. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and load some image files here. I'm going to this image browser area, and I'm going to select a directory from the desktop. I have a textures folder. I'm going to select that directory and choose. So here we have a bunch of textures. I just loaded these images in my browser in Mudbox. I'm going to go back to the 3D view, and I'm going to start painting. But the problem is that I think I'm running this recording screen software, and it makes it very, very difficult to move here. I'll try to go to the paint tools, and I'm going to use a paintbrush in the beginning just to put some paint to add some paint on this object. I'll go to the object list and hide what I don't need. So I'm gonna paint this with a certain color. So color, I can use like sort of like off white, close to red, and then if I click on it, it will say use a new layer, a paint layer. So this is gonna be my base color, and basically here in the layer. In the layers, I'm in the paint layers right now, and I have my base color up to 100%. So that's my transparency here, transparency information. Also, I have I can hide this layer with clicking on this eye here, this button. So I can actually paint this, and the color is always here. I can just put a red. The tone mapper I'm using is the backlight. So I turn on the backlight. I can go and select the tone mapper and increase or decrease the backlight so you can see it better. So now I'll keep painting. The UV layout I did in Maya is not perfect, is not precise. I mean, so I might end up having some trouble here, some problems. I'll go to my layer list, and I'll go to my image browser, and this time I'm going to use an image. I'm going to use this plaster. So I want you guys to look at, like, just forget of what you're doing in the computers right now, and don't depend on these videos, because these videos I'm going to send, but you know, just so we can like work this out. So if you have any questions, please ask. So I'm going to use this plaster. This is a JPEG. I don't want to use something more than 2000 by 2000 pixels. It's better to have maintained, like for a very important prop like this gun is going to be, it will have a lot of detail. So we can use up to 2500 pixels. That's the resolution. So I'm going to use this, and I'll click this S button here, which is set as stencil. I'm going to click that, and it will appear down here. Going to the 3D view, I can see that there's this ghost image of my selected JPEG. My brush size is too large. If I hold down the B key, and dial with my right click, just click and dial, left click, not right click, sorry. That changes my brush size. If I click and hold the M key, that's changing the pressure. But right now I'm using the paintbrush. I actually want to project this texture on this surface. So I'm going to use projection, the projection brush, and automatically this plaster photo acquires all the color information, because before it was black and white. If I'm using the brush, it's actually making the image black and white, so you can't really do anything. You need the projection brush to work with textures. So down here there's some information. It says move stencil, hold down the S and middle button. Rotate stencil, hold down the S and left button, and scale stencil, you have to hold down the S and right button, which is exactly the navigation in Maya. So if you click the S key, you can start working with resizing the stencil. Now in this Mudbox, the cool thing about it is we have top views and side views. So I can go and select to switch the view to my side view. That's the front view. So side view. Let's do front. So we have the front view. And I can start positioning this image. I can zoom in, I can frame my object, and then I can hold down the S key and start painting it. So I'm going to increase the size of my brush and start painting this. And snap to my perspective view. It's quite slow. It's not letting me do it really fast because of the program I'm running to record the screen. That's a little bit of a problem. So I can keep working on this. And let's make a second layer. I'm going to click Q to hide this image. I'm going to select the layers. See, I can, like, the tone mapper literally blasts the image out, so it's a little bit difficult to see. So if I turn it on, it's really high brightness. But I can also access the material of this this object. So I have my material, and I can go down to the reflection. Actually, the reflection strength is low. It's 0. So let's go back to the layers, and I'm going to click and create a new layer. 248 TGA and a diffuse layer. Okay, and I'm going to use another image. I'm going to use this red color, and I'm going to throw that as a stencil. Go to my 3D view. I'm going to make this ribbon. So select the image, hold down the S key, and I'm going to start painting it. But look what happens. I'm painting it, but I would like to use the base color too. So I'm painting this on it, but I would like to use my base color. This is replacing my base color because it's obviously a layer over it. I can go to that paint layer, which is details. I'm going to name it details 01, and I'm going to use a multiply filter. You can use any filter you want from here. Like you can use like those are the blending filters that Photoshop uses, and they have everything that you have in Photoshop. You can actually use it over here. Overlay or like hard light. So if I click Q, I get my image back, and I'll keep painting. and I'll need to finish the color. I can select something else for my base color to continue. And I can make a base color number 2, so I'm going to create a new layer. Again, TGA, diffuse, that's going to be base color 02. So I can use this with a multiply filter, and I can punch this on the surface. If I go to base color number 1, I just fill this area up. So now I can go and create some decals, and then I'm going to make a bump map. So I'm going to go and create a new layer. This is going to be TGA decal. Decals 01 TGA, okay. Go to my image browser. I'm going to select this image here. Rotate it. Actually, why don't we do the rust first? Let's use this as a. I'm going to overexpose this as rust on this gun. So I'm going to rename it as Rust 01, and I'm going to start painting, and let's paint a little bit and see how much we need, what we need to do, either a multiply filter or screen is too much, overlay would be good. I'm going to use the paint erase to erase that part over here. And if I go closer, I can use the contrast. There are a lot of tools down here. There's a contrast tool that if you click on it, it will increase the contrast if you want. So click Q to bring the image back, go back to my projection brush, and I'm going to keep working on this rust. So keep adding this on the surface.